Good evening. My name is Mike Duffy, president of the Cape Cod Tufts Club. And on behalf of the club, I want to welcome 149 participants to tonight's Holiday Songfest. In addition to members of the Tufts community from around the country, we have many members from the Intercollegiate Alumni Clubs of Cape Cod. A few housekeeping items before we start the program. If you haven't done so already, I encourage you to print out the lyrics to the songs that will be sung tonight or follow along on your computer. Amanda will share that link with you all now. This meeting will be recorded and uploaded to our Tufts Alumni YouTube channel. You will notice your audio and video are disabled. Once we begin, you will see the musical director and the singers on your screen. You will be able to hear them, but they will not be able to hear or see you. You may need to adjust your volume. If you would like to ask a question during the presentation, you can do so by clicking the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen. This will open a window where you can type your question. After the music presentation, Amanda will read the questions for the musical director to answer. Steve Stein, musical director of Centertonix, has nearly 50 years of a cappella group experience. In his years of choral singing, he has sung with the Tanglewood Festival Chorus, the New World Chorale, and Chorus Pro Musica. Now I'm going to pass the video off to Steve, who will lead us through this seasonal Songfest. Steve?
Thank you, Mike. And thank you, Cape Cod Tufts Club, for sponsoring this evening's virtual holiday songfest with Centertonix and their special guests, the Cranberry Shores Chorus. I'm your host, Steve Stein, musical director of Centertonix. For those of you who want to sing along, please have your song sheets ready. Remember, turn off your cell phones, make sure you know where the exits are. Oh, we don't have to do that now. Without further ado, I am pleased to present the Cranberry Shores Chorus.
Hello, my name is Sue Martin, and I'm delighted to represent the Cranberry Shores Chorus, joining with Steve Stein and Centertonix today in welcoming you to a wonderful performance of holiday music that obviously we need to present in virtual Zoom format given the crazy situation that we find ourselves in the world today. Singing four-part a cappella harmony in barbershop style, the Cranberry Shores Chorus is the Southeastern Massachusetts chapter of Sweet Adeline's International, an organization of women of all ages united by our love for singing. We hail from all parts of the Cape and Southeastern Massachusetts, as far east as the Outer Cape and as far north as Plymouth and beyond. We would like to invite and encourage any woman who's interested in singing, once we are rehearsing again, to join us. We rehearse on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. in the Fellowship Hall of the Federated Church of Hyannis. If you like singing, come and visit us, join us in singing, and find out the wonderful, happy, friendly, and fun group that the Cranberry Shores Chorus is. And now, I'd like to present you with our holiday performance.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10, listening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes to go. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys at every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own. Peace to you, my friend, to you on this winter night. May the joy of Hanukkah shine throughout your life. Days be long and may your friends be true. May these days and nights of Hanukkah bring happiness to you. Shine candle bright on this Hanukkah night. Take the warmth and glow of the menorah show the joy of so long ago. So shine candle bright on this Hanukkah night. At this time of year with those whom we hold dear, let us share the love and laughter. Shalom to you, shalom to you, shalom, my friend. May God bless and keep you safe till we meet again. So peace, my friend, to you on this winter, on this night, at this time of year, with those whom we hold dear. Let us share the love and laughter. Shalom, shalom. It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be out for cheer, good cheer. It's the most wonderful time. It's the time of the year, time of the year. It's the happiest season of all, with those holiday greetings and happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all. There'll parties for hosting, marshmallows for roasting, and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoe and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful, most marvelous, most fabulous, joyous, wonderful time of the year. Jingle, 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 hear those sleigh bells ring. Dashing through the snow in one horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing the sleigh song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now the ground is wide, go it while you're young. Take a voice tonight and sing a sleighing song. Stand up, down, nag, 240 for his speed. Hitch him to an open sleigh and crack will take the lead. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Ding our Christmas bells are ringing. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow, sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, so bright. May all your Christmases be white. The bells are ringing. May your days be merry and bright. Days be bright. And may all your Christmases be white. May your Christmases be white.
Thank you, Cranberry Shores Chorus. That was wonderful. Everyone give them a huge virtual round of applause. And I hope you all are singing along. But that's a word I'm tired of hearing, virtual. Yeah, for singing groups around the world, this year has just been a nightmare. You can't sing together safely. But through the magic of audio-visual editing technology, we can create the illusion of singing together. More about that later. We are Centertonix, the in-house a cappella group at the Cotuit Center for the Arts. And we begin our set with a classical holiday favorite, the Ukrainian folk song, Shedrik. Come on, I'm sure you know it. Anyone? Shedrik? No? Well, in 1936, Mykola Leontovich adapted Shedrik and added lyrics by Peter J. Wilhowsky and created Carol of the Bells. It has been established in the American holiday culture since the Repertoire Chorale first recorded it in 1946. Here is Carol of the Bells.
Hark at the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding-a-ding-dong, that is their song. Please do ring, all caroling.
One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, o'er hill and dale, telling their tale. Gaily they ring, while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding-dong, ding-dong, that is their song.
very merry days, dawn, dawn on the sun, dawn without a dreadful tone to every home. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is their song, beautiful ring, all caroling.
One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, o'er hill and dale, telling their tale. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong,
Merry days, dawn, merry, merry, merry days, dawn, dawn on the sun, dawn without end, beautiful tone to every home.
dawn on they sing, on without end, their joyful tone to every home.
Ding dong, ding dong.
So in past years, we would have a festive evening in the Cotuit Center for the Arts Gallery. We'd be serenading the guests at Chatham Bar's Inn. This year, we've all had to learn new skills, not just performing, but performing for a camera, not an audience. Each of these songs has required everyone to film themselves singing along to a tape or a guide video. Then, time for more new skills. I've gotten a crash course in audio editing and video composition. We are so very fortunate to have Brian Morris in the group this year. Some of you might know him as the former morning host at WCAI, but more importantly for us, he is a veteran audio engineer, and I've certainly learned a lot from him. One thing this year has taught us is that it's important to maintain your sense of humor. And the best thing about this year was discovering Brian's hidden talent for parody. So here is Brian's take on this holiday season, Not So Much a Winter Wonderland.
Sleigh bells ring with persistence from a safe social distance, 'cause that's what you hear at Christmas this year. Not so much a winter wonderland, but a new
Try to see, but forget what and the it's not
and during Yuletide we're stuck here inside.
not so much a winter wonderland.
Oh, in the meadow we can see a snowman, and he wears a jolly Christmas mask. Hey, we'd like to play with Mr. Snowman,
But he's barricaded by the plexiglass.
Plexiglass. with Santa himself and maybe an elf.
Not so much a winter wonderland.
Oh, holding out some hope to see improvement. Then we'll have our friends around the tree. What we wouldn't give to feel some movement.
Back to normal like it used to be.
Used to be.
By the light of a candle and the stockings on the
Do-do-do-do. We try to be smart, they're 6 feet apart.
Not so much a winter wonderland. Not so much a winter wonderland.
Oh, this year,
Not so much a winter wonderland. Not so
much.
So, a story behind our next song. In the summer of 1945 in Los Angeles, there was a ferocious heat wave, and that inspired two of the most popular holiday songs. Let It Snow by Sammy Cahn and Julie Stein was one of them, But across town, Mel Torme was writing the most performed Christmas song of all time. According to Torme, the song was written in LA during that hot 1945 summer in an effort to stay cool by thinking cool. Here is the Christmas song, arranged by Pentatonix and rearranged for our group by group member Liam Mahoney. Frank Callahan, an original member of Centertonix, had to leave the group this year, but he was available to reprise his traditional solo on this classic song.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this special phrase for kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. And so I'm offering this special phrase for kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, Frank Callahan. So tonight is the 7th night of Hanukkah. The Hebrew calendar is lunar. It follows the phases of the moon, and the festival of Hanukkah always falls around the new moon at the darkest time of the year. Jews light candles in the darkness to commemorate the struggle of Jewish dissidents led by Judah Maccabee against Greek rule in Judea 2,200 years ago. Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul and Mary wrote this next song in 1982 as a pacifist response to the Lebanon War.
Light one candle for the Maccabee children, with thanks that their light didn't die.
Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied.
Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice just to save freedom denied. God, light one candle when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasting for so
candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with peace as the song in our hearts. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears.
What is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep it alive in that flame? What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain?
We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Oh, let it shine. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out.
So, I wanted to take a moment here to give a shout out to Tufts and their a cappella tradition. I started singing a cappella 50 years ago, and when I went to school in Cambridge in the early 70s, I naturally gravitated to the collegiate a cappella group there, the MIT Logarithms. We were pretty good, but it was the Tufts Beelzebubs we always wanted to see. They were fantastic. And the Bubs have a great group of active alumni, and they have alumni groups like Peking and the Mystics. And of course, there's Tufts alum Deke Sharon, who has took a cappella to the next level across the globe. So it's a special treat to have the Cape Cod Tufts Club sponsoring the show this evening. Thank you, Cape Cod Tufts Club. Next up, we have one of my favorite holiday numbers, written by Joan Javits and Phil Springer and made popular by Eartha Kitt. Here is Santa Baby.
Boom, ba 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 boom.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby.
So hurry down the chimney tonight. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh yeah.
Santa cutie, a 50 barking bird I want to. Light blue, I'll wait up for you, dear Santa baby.
So hurry down the chimney tonight. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-do-ba-do.
Think of all the fun I've missed. Think of all the fellas that I have kissed. Next year I could be just as good if you check off my Christmas list. Santa baby, I want a yacht, and really that's not a lot. Then it ain't all year, Santa baby.
So hurry down the chimney tonight. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh yeah.
Santa baby, one little thing I really need. A deed to a platinum mine, Santa baby. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Oh yeah, Santa cutie, and fill my stocking with a duplex and checks. Sign your X on the line, Santa cutie. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations bought at Tiffany. I really do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me. Santa baby forgot to mention one little thing, a ring. I don't mean on the phone, Santa baby. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry, Santa, just hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry up, Santa, just hurry tonight.
So, as I mentioned earlier, this has been a very tough year for singing groups. Our last in-person rehearsal was March 10th. That was about a month after my last haircut. It took us a while to regroup, and since then our rehearsals have all been here on Zoom, where we can't sing together, but we can sing along with pre-recorded tracks in order to learn new material and to keep the old repertoire fresh. But it has been difficult, and just to give you a taste of the current reality, here's a clip from a recent rehearsal. But it's really been hard. This whole year has been so hard rehearsing. And, you know, I really do think we need Christmas spirit. I think we need Christmas spirit, but can someone tell me what the meaning of Christmas is? Amy, okay, Amy can do it. Wait, Amy, you're on mute? Okay, sorry, you're on mute. There we go.
And there were, in the same country, shepherds abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. The angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. You shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. And that's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
Here's Liam Mahoney's rendition of Vince Guaraldi's O Tannenbaum from A Charlie Brown Christmas.
O Tannenbaum, Tannenbaum, it was a lilac winter. O Tannenbaum, Tannenbaum, it was a lilac winter. Doch das Gemüt uns Hochzeit, da die Lichter erscheint. O Tannenbaum, Tannenbaum, it was a lilac winter. Oh, Christmas tree, faithful and true, your branches green others. Christmas tree, falling for your branches. God's old days are bright, and when winter snow is white, Beloo, Christmas tree, twinkle and green your branches are. Oh, Christmas Christmas, Christmas tree, faithful unto your branches green. Bodies, Christmas tree, body, body, branches green. As your days are bright, and when winter snow is white, ba-do, Christmas tree, faithful unto your branches. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
So, thank you so much for the opportunity to celebrate the holiday season with you. The Cotuit Center for the Arts is the home of Centertonix, but now we must perform virtually. There's that word again. So please donate if you can and support the arts here on Cape Cod. All donations will be divided between the Cotuit Center and the two groups you've seen this evening, the Cranberry Shores Chorus and Centertonix. And hey, if you say that with a Boston accent, Centertonix, it rhymes with pentatonics. For our last song this evening, we have another Brian Morris parody, We'll Be Home for Christmas, as arranged by Pentatonics.
We'll be home for Christmas. We'll be home for Christmas. We'll be home for Christmas. Where else would we be? Santa soon will be on the moon with presents virtually.
Here's our wish this season, the season, rain, snow, green and storm, sweet home for Christmas and Easter probably.
We'll be home for Christmas. We'll be home for Christmas. We'll be home for Christmas. We'll be there around the tree, gathered round the tall and straight. We had to wait for curbside delivery. Christmas Eve will find us filled with lockdown cheer. Oh, snow is softly falling. We're walking out
On behalf of the Cranberry Shores Chorus and Centertonix, we thank you for being with us here this evening. And I've got time to take some questions if there's anything you'd like to ask. Amanda, it's all yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda, and I work in the Office of Alumni Relations at Tufts. Thank you all for joining us tonight. So we do have some questions rolling in, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first question is, great spoof of lyrics, "We'll be home for Christmas." How did that come about?
Well, Brian Morris has always had this penchant for parody, and I am a lifelong fan of Alan Sherman, and so it was just natural. I think said, "We'll be home for Christmas. Where else would we be?" And then Brian went off and just wrote the thing, and so we put out a couple early in the pandemic, Slap Happy Together, and a spoof of Tonight. And those are on our YouTube channel, and all of these things will be on the YouTube channel later this week. So enjoy.
These two groups are amazing. How long did it take to put the program together?
Oi.
It's a loaded question.
I think we started in October, and what we do is I prepare a video of conducting every part, and then send those all out, and then the group members take those, put their headphones on, and film themselves singing along to the track that I've prepared, and then they send those in. And then if I'm lucky, I can strip out the audios and send them to Brian and let him engineer them, or sometimes I engineer them and compose all the videos. And I'm no expert, but the tools are there. There are a lot of tools out there now. So.
Awesome. And so here's a fun one. Who is the sassy gal in the red boa in Santa Baby?
I think you're referring to Linda Quinnell. Yes, I love that song, and the group loves that song because everyone gets to be a little sassy. It's wonderful to do it in person, and it's tough to sort of make it come off in video, but we love Linda.
Do you guys perform in the spring as well? And if so, where?
Right here on Zoom, I guess, next spring. Typically, we have 2 shows a year. We spend the first half of the year working up repertoire, and have a show in August or so. And then we have Cape Cod Sings, where the Cranberry Shores and the Cape Cod Surf Tones, which is a men's barbershop group, and our group get together at Cotuit and do an a cappella festival. Usually that comes off in around September, and then we start working on holiday repertoire, and we do a holiday show, usually in the gallery, in late November, early December, and we have been caroling out at Chatham Bars Inn, and we do some shows at nursing homes and things like that. Maybe by next September we might be able to do this. We're definitely going to be preparing on video, on Zoom every week, and it keeps us entertained. And it's good to check in with everyone once a week and maybe stay grounded. I mean, time gets so weird, and you have rehearsal tonight every week, and that sort of makes things a little bit more normal. But hopefully September this year.
And Steve, I just learned that your daughter Samantha is also a singer.
Yes.
Would love to know how she got involved in this.
Out of necessity. No, okay, so we've had sort of a rough year, and we've lost some sopranos, and my daughter Samantha is an operatic soprano, and her husband is an operatic baritone, and so they lent their voices, and Samantha was in a couple of the numbers, and her twin girls were in Light One Candle pictures. But yeah, I asked, and she said sure, and it worked out.
Perfect. Everybody looked good in their own special Zoom boxes. Did they use special lighting? If so, can you tell us so we can do that too?
Well, getting people to record themselves, we have a whole checklist. You know, we want the camera to be at eye level. We want the words, if you're using words, we want them next to the camera. So when you're reading the words, you're looking into the camera. You have to be in good light. You have to, put on makeup and do your hair and put on a nice shirt. And they send the videos in, and if they're no good, my wife tells them that they have to redo it. My wife Idel is the manager of the group, and she's the one responsible for nudging all of the singers to get their stuff in, so we can put them all together. So gotta have good light.
Absolutely, 100%. How did Centertonix get its name?
We started the group 4 years ago. I was in, what was it? Scrooge the musical, and we had great singers in the cast, and it was like, I really want to sing all of these songs, with people. And so we decided to get an a cappella group together. And Christine Ernst from the Cotuit Center for the Arts chose the name Centertonix. And, it's grown on us. We really like the name now.
Absolutely. Steve, are there any particular memories you have or any fond memories that you'd like to share with everyone during your time as conductor that stick out to you?
Oh, no, not really. It's all been a blur. I do remember, though, when I was in college, after seeing the Tufts Beelzebubs do The Night Has a Thousand Eyes and House of Blue Lights, and we really wanted to get those arrangements, but we didn't know any Beelzebubs, so we had to sort of try to make them up ourselves.
Let's see. A lot of these we've answered. Does anyone else have any questions? Oh, here's another funny one. Who was the lady wearing the Santa hat in the last song?
That was Bobby Langmead. She's a new member this year. She's a teacher in Falmouth. And teachers, now we have 4 teachers in the group. And teachers are just slammed this year. That I've watched my granddaughters at remote learning and watched their teacher, and I noticed that their teacher is sending emails at 5 a.m. and 11 p.m. and all throughout the day. And the teachers that we have in the group are really, they don't have any time at all. But a couple of them, Bobby and Liesl Crahan, who's a teacher in Mashpee, were able to do a few of the songs for us, and we just love Bobby's voice and her spirit, and she just brings life to the whole experience. So that's Bobby.
Absolutely. So, dear Steve and Centertonix, you now have a listenership and viewership that extends to mid-Michigan and includes at least one preschooler.
Ooh, excellent. Start them young.
Yeah. What do you think kids can do to keep active in the arts during these strange days?
Um, uh, well, I mean, kids really know how to use the screens, how to use their iPads and stuff. And there's tons of resources online. There, the school systems mostly have singing covered, and it's something the parents have to get involved and sing with the kids and play music videos with the kids. And if they're really good, they can play piano or play an instrument and the kids sing along. But just singing with your kids is one of the best things you can do. It helps their mood. It helps your mood. It makes them happy. It gives them things to do. So keep singing with your kids.
There's been a great response from the Cape community for your concert. Can you talk a little bit about your local following?
Oh, well, frankly, we just got this group together and people showed up. It's amazing. A cappella singing is very pure. A cappella singing and barbershop singing. You don't need instruments. You don't need fancy sound systems or anything. You can just get together and sing and make music. If you could only get together, which you can't now. So, so in normal times, it's very healthy. It improves your whole outlook on life to sing with other people. And I hope we can get back to that real soon and see our audience, which is one of the hardest things about this year is not to have that audience show up. Anyway,
Absolutely.
So hang in there, audience. We're coming back.
Yeah. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Hopefully, yes.
What's the difference between a cappella and barbershop style music?
Ooh. Okay. How long do we have?
5 more minutes. No.
So barbershop singing is, you'll notice that everyone is singing words. That's sort of a requirement of barbershop singing. There is the Barbershop Harmony Society, and there's the Sweet Adeline Society to promote that style of singing. Everyone is singing the words. No one is going bump, 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 or do, 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 which is more of a jazz thing. The a cappella style sort of evolved to mimic what instrumentalists were doing. Doo-wop and shang-a-lang and things like that. And so a cappella singing has a lot of those nonsense syllables, and maybe there's a soloist and everyone else is in the background going do 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 or ba 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 ba. And there are occasionally vocal percussions. We're getting into that. We don't have a lot of vocal percussion songs yet, but so I think that last number was the debut of vocal percussion in Centertonix. It's hard. It's hard to breathe, but we're figuring it out.
Sorry, I was muted. Since tomorrow's the last night of Hanukkah, could you please wish everyone a happy Hanukkah?
Happy Hanukkah! Chag Sameach! Yeah. Funny thing about that song, I'm Jewish, my family's Jewish. We've known this song forever. But very few people know that song. So now more people know the song. So that's good.
Good song.
Yeah. I know my my grandchildren love Hanukkah, and it's not a real major holiday, but it is very symbolic, and it's like I said, it's synced up with the new moon, so you're lighting all the candles on basically the darkest night of the year. I think that's pretty cool.
Mhm. Can't sing the song without crying. Really?
My daughter heard that comment and said, I've been singing this since I'm 10, so she can do that. But actually, she was in classical training. There's a course you take about how to sing emotional songs without crying. I haven't taken that course. I don't know how to do that.
I wouldn't be able to do it. Okay. Any more questions from anyone? If not, I'm going to toss the program back to Mike so he can close us out.
Thank you very, very much, Cape
Thank
Cod
you for
Tufts
everything.
Club. This was wonderful, and it gave us a big project to do, and really raised all of our spirits. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. So I'm going to toss it back to Mike and he will close the program.
Thank you, Amanda, and thank you, Steve, for that captivating musical program. And to our attendees, we appreciate your participation, and we hope you will complete a brief 2-minute survey, which you will receive via email next week. Now, my good pal Jumbo and I would like to take this opportunity to wish those who celebrate Christmas a merry one, those who celebrate Hanukkah or Kwanzaa a happy one, and those who might celebrate in other ways a joyous one. On behalf of the Cape Cod Tufts Club's Board of Directors, may the new year bring you and your family not only happiness, but most importantly, good health, peace, and joy. Have a wonderful rest of the season, and please stay safe and be well, and enjoy the snow tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.